Have you ever found yourself hesitating to laugh too hard, sneeze, or even take a walk without knowing exactly where the nearest bathroom is? If you're nodding right now, you're not alone. Millions of women over 70 live with a quiet, constant fear, a weak bladder. Some call it just part of aging. But I don't accept that, and neither should you. I'm Dr. Susan Hartley, and today, I want to tell you how a simple 3-minute daily routine helped me, and hundreds of my patients, rebuild their pelvic floor and finally take back control. And yes, I was 78 when I started this. So trust me when I say, it's never too late, and it's absolutely worth it. Now before we get to the routine, I want to speak to the shame and silence that surrounds this issue. For many women, bladder leaks feel humiliating. You might feel embarrassed, frustrated, or even angry at your own body. You might keep extra pads in your purse, plan your outings around bathrooms, or avoid intimacy because of fear. If any of that sounds familiar, I want you to know this: it is not your fault. And you are not broken. The real problem isn't just your pelvic floor. It's the myth we've been told that this is inevitable, untreatable, or something we just have to live with. That's simply not true. The pelvic floor is a group of muscles, and just like your arms or legs, muscles can be trained, strengthened, restored, no matter your age. That's the beautiful thing. In my decades of practice, I've seen women in their 60s, 70s, even 90s gain back control, confidence, and comfort, all by spending just a few minutes a day doing the right kind of focused movement. And I'm going to walk you through it today, gently, safely, and with your body's wisdom in mind. Let's start by understanding what's actually going on. The pelvic floor is like a hammock of muscles that supports your bladder. Over time, due to hormonal changes, childbirth, even decades ago, surgeries, or just gravity doing its job, those muscles weaken. That can lead to leaks when you sneeze, laugh, or stand up too quickly. You might even feel a heaviness down there, or notice that you're going to the bathroom more often than you used to. Sound familiar? It's common, but it's not untouchable. When I turned 78, I started experiencing little accidents, something I never imagined would happen to me. I had spent years advising women on this, but suddenly I was the one clenching every time I coughed. I felt embarrassed, even angry. So I decided to practice what I preached, and I committed to a 3-minute routine every morning. That simple habit changed everything. Within 2 weeks, the urgency reduced. Within a month, I stopped having leaks. And 6 months later, I felt stronger, steadier, and more in control of my own body than I had in years. That's what I want for you. Let's talk about the actual routine. It's easy, it's safe. You can do it sitting, lying down, or even standing in the kitchen while your tea brews. The key is to be consistent. Just 3 minutes a day, not an hour, not a full workout. Just a few focused minutes that reconnect you to the core of your strength. We'll begin with what's known as the slow lift. Sit comfortably or lie down. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, gently squeeze the muscles you would use to stop the flow of urine. That's your pelvic floor. It might feel strange at first, or like nothing's happening. That's okay. Hold that gentle squeeze for a count of 5, then slowly release. Rest for 5 seconds. Repeat that 10 times. This simple motion is waking up the deep support muscles. If you can't hold for 5 seconds at first, start with 2 or 3. You'll build strength over time. We'll add quick pulses. Same movement, but faster. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Like flicking on and off a light switch. Do that 10 times. This helps your pelvic floor respond quickly, which is exactly what you need when you cough or sneeze. The third part is the breath connection. Many women hold their breath while doing these exercises, which can actually put pressure on the pelvic floor. So here's what we do. Breathe in as you relax. Breathe out as you lift. It becomes a flow, and the breath supports the muscle. That's it. 3 simple elements. Slow holds, quick flicks, and mindful breathing. That's your 3-minute daily routine. You don't need equipment, you don't need a gym, and you definitely don't need to suffer in silence. And now, let's talk about what happens after you start. At first, you might feel nothing. That's okay. The pelvic floor muscles are deep. They don't give you the same burn you feel when doing squats or lifting weights. But over time, you'll notice subtle but powerful changes. You'll make it through the night without rushing to the bathroom. You'll cough or sneeze without bracing yourself. You'll walk longer, stand taller, and feel more connected to your core. And perhaps most importantly, you'll regain a sense of trust in your own body. Many women tell me that regaining pelvic strength isn't just about bladder control. It's about reclaiming dignity. One woman said, "I used to avoid seeing friends because I was afraid of leaking. Now I laugh freely again." Another said, "I feel younger, not because I look different, but because I'm no longer afraid of what my body might do next." That's the gift I want you to give yourself. Let me pause here and say, if you've had surgeries, prolapse, or other conditions, you can still benefit from this routine. But you should always talk to your doctor or pelvic therapist if you're unsure. These movements are gentle, but it's always wise to personalize care. I want to touch on something tender. Many women over 70 feel disconnected from their bodies, especially from this part of their body. After years of caregiving, loss, illness, or simply putting others first, we sometimes forget that we deserve pleasure, strength, and attention too. Doing these exercises can be more than a fix. They can be a healing, a daily act of remembering, I matter, my body matters, my comfort and confidence matter. If you're thinking, but I'm too old to start now, I want to gently challenge that thought. You're not too old to breathe, to move, to strengthen, to heal. I've seen women in walkers, in wheelchairs, post-surgery, post-loss, all take steps toward rebuilding their strength. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen, and 3 minutes a day is a beautiful beginning. Let's also talk about tracking your progress. One of the hardest things about pelvic health is that improvements are often invisible. So here's what I tell my clients: keep a little journal. Each day write down if you did your routine. Notice changes like fewer accidents, stronger sensations, less urgency, or more confidence. Even small wins deserve to be celebrated. Now, I want to address the emotional side. Leaks and pelvic weakness don't just affect the body. They affect how we feel about ourselves. They can make us feel ashamed, anxious, or even unattractive. But I'm here to tell you, there is nothing shameful about a body doing its best. Aging is not a failure. It is a process of change, and with knowledge and gentle action, we can adapt, we can thrive. You deserve to walk into a room without worrying about leakage. You deserve to laugh without clenching. You deserve to feel strong, in control, and alive in your own skin. And it starts not with surgery, not with medication, but with 3 minutes of mindful movement each day. So today I invite you to begin, right now. Sit comfortably, breathe in. As you exhale, gently lift and squeeze. Hold for 5 seconds and release. That's the beginning. That's your power returning. And if you found this helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a sister, a friend, a neighbor. Let's break the silence around pelvic health for women over 70. Let's create a world where strength, dignity, and self-love are not just for the young, but for you right now, exactly as you are. I'm Dr. Susan Hartley, and I'll be back with more real, honest, and empowering guidance, just for you. But until then, stay kind to your body, stay curious, and keep lifting, inside and out. You're not alone. You're powerful. And you are just getting started.